Hi there, welcome to the Halftime Huddle. This is the opportunity to spend a little bit of a break halfway through the week to regather your forces, regather your breath, get a little bit of chance to, as we have over the last couple of weeks and months, listen to other people having a conversation about their businesses and how they get through the week and what they do and how they get to where they are, just to share some of their challenges, remind you that you're not alone. Plus, an opportunity for you to come on. I'm always looking for guests, so do please, if you'd love to come on and have a chat, if you've seen them before, then come and say hi. If you haven't seen these before, my name is Mark Webb. This is the Halftime Huddle, as you can see from the top. It's as I said, the opportunity to halfway through the week to take a break, to reconfigure ready for the second half, and listen to some conversations with other small business owners, or as today's going to happen, because we're having a little bit of a quieter time over the summer. I'm still looking for guests, but we're having a bit of a quieter time over the summer. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about a challenge I'm facing. And I'd love to share some of the experiences that I've gone through and how I'm trying to sort of address it and where I get some of the ideas from. I'd love to hear your experiences with similar challenges. So please do say hi in the comments. If you're on the replay, please say hashtag replay and and then also comment. I'd love to hear your experiences there. But basically, today I want to talk a little bit about a challenge I've been facing. A couple of years back, some of you who may have followed me know a little bit more about what we do or what I do. Occasionally, I take part in the NaNoWriMo experiment, which is every November for 30 days to write a 50,000 word first draft of a book. Happens to be a novel, but it could be any book, I suppose. It's an opportunity to just share the experience with other people, and focus a little bit of your attention on a small period of time, just to try and see how you get on. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It doesn't really matter how you do it. It's a messy first draft, so just get on with it. And a couple of years back, I completed another version, another go, but I tried an experiment this time. I listened to someone who had said that they use pen and paper rather than typing to write their first drafts of things. And I thought, well, why not have a go? So I ended up, writing. A look, 50,000 words, all in a quite thick notebook. It's mostly full over the November. I quite enjoyed the experience. I enjoyed handwriting. I write a journal every morning, and I like the experience of writing this by hand. I also enjoyed the story. The story seemed to come around and work out better. I've done this a couple of times, and the stories are getting a little bit clearer. It's one of those things where practice does add improvements. I'm not going to say practice makes perfect, but practice adds improvements. So I was getting better at it because I've done it a couple of times. So this story I felt excited about. I felt excited about the potential of maybe even this time, getting it out there for other people to read. But I have been blocked. I've been procrastinating. I've been having challenges over trying to take it from this notebook and create a electronic digital version that I might be able to edit and share and get other people to get some feedback on. And I don't know why. So one of the things that I'd come across over the last couple of months was a great book by called Tiny Experiments by Anne-Laure Leconf. She runs Nest Nabs, and she encourages people to do tiny little changes and tiny little, which obviously that's the word goes through, tiny little experiments. And one of the she has a framework, and I'll just show you a quickly bit from the book. I would encourage you to go and check out the book. I'll put some comments in the notes. Sorry, I'll put some a link in the comments. My teeth aren't getting in properly. I'll put a link in the comments so you can have a little look at where Nest Labs and the book. But she has a framework where she talks about packs, acts, react, and impact. It's about creating a small little experiment you packed, acting on that small little experiment, reacting, having a little look at how the experiment went, how things are going, and then carrying on and creating an impact in the world. So she has a nice little framework. And as part of the second stage, let's go back. Let's get back to the second stage. Where has it gone? Oh, there you go. This is what I'm going to do. So, technology is not quite working. Let's go to the second stage. She talks about mindful productivity, and one of the parts, which is how she thinks you could try and deal with productivity, with procrastination. So I thought, well, why not have a go? I mean, I am procrastinating with this this activity, and I wanted to see whether potentially I could use the information from this book to help move me forward. So she talks in the book about the fact that procrastination has a double arrow. She talks about the fact that it pierces you twice. It pierces you A, because you're not doing the task you wanted to do, and B, the second piercing is how you feel about it. You feel an emotional reaction to, I should be doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm defective because I'm not doing this. Etc. And she has an idea of pulling back a little bit and thinking of procrastination as a messenger, as some information about your activity and what you're trying to do that you might be able to address and look into and find out whether you can move forward and do something about it. And she uses a triple check. She talks about I won't go into great detail. Please read the book. But she talks about head, heart, and hand. Head, logical. She talks about the question about asking, is it appropriate? Is the action you're putting off the best course of action? Is it the right approach that you're trying to do? And ask these sort of questions about the activity. If you're getting a yes to any of these kind of things, or a slight niggle about it, then maybe it's time to redefine the strategy. Maybe redefining the activity into some other activity that's more appropriate. Then she talks about a heart, which is an emotional reaction. Is it exciting? Is it something that inspires you? Or is it boring, irritating, not fun? Something you don't really want to do, and you sit there and you feel, I don't really want to do it. If you have any of those kind of feelings about the activity and you don't feel that you're enjoying it, it's a struggle, it's a chore, then maybe she suggests you should redefine the experience in some way. Try and do these things in a slightly different way. Add little tips and things to make it a little bit more fun, maybe a little bit easier, and do it in smaller pieces, a little bit less onerous, and try it that way. And then the third part of her little triple check is hand. Is the task doable? Do you have the skills? Do you have the resources to do the thing? If you haven't got the skills, then maybe you could backfill the skills by asking someone to help and support and do it for you. You can backfill the skills by going and doing some training. And do you have the resources? Can you find the resources? Are there things you can help and make it more doable? And she says address all these three things. She has a final check at the end, which again, read the book to find out. But those three triple checks are quite good checks. So I thought, why not have a little look? What is it? I thought, I'm struggling here. I'm sitting here. stopping, not turning this handwritten stuff into a second draft. So is it appropriate? Do I want to do it? I'm still excited about the story. I still want to turn it into something that other people may be able to read. So yes, it's appropriate. It is appropriate for me to take it from this book and turn it into something that is readable and so yes, the task is appropriate. So that's not the challenge. And then had a look at the other two. The heart. Is it exciting? Well, this is where I first hit my first sort of thing. The thought of typing in wasn't really that exciting. I tried doing audio. I tried doing sort of reading it, see, rather than typing it, putting it into something like Otter or some of the other transcribers, and then editing it afterwards, because none of these transcribers are brilliant. Well, they are brilliant, but none of them are perfect. So there's always some kind of re-editing that needs to be done. I tried that a little bit a while back. It didn't work. It meant that I needed to find some space where I could read in public, which is a bit well, not necessarily in public, but in somewhere outside. It needs on audio, so I didn't find it either fun to do. And typing was I didn't really get around to doing it. So the is it exciting sort of highlighted a couple of challenges. And then I thought, well, I'll leave it there for the time. I'm going to have a look at is it doable. One of the other things I wanted to do is to refine it and edit it, and I wanted to look at the flow of the story and try and fix some of the issues I was having. So, and that's a task that I'm not very very skilled in. So again, there's another challenge there with the skills. So I need to find a way of dealing with this. So what I've decided to try and do is maybe I could try OCR. Maybe I could try taking photographs of the pages, use some of the tools to turn those photographs into text. And then obviously, again, it'll be a challenge because it might not be perfect. My writing's okay, but maybe not as easy to read as typing would be. So there may be going to be challenges for me to change things. There are also things I need to change anyhow. So maybe that may or may not work. And also maybe I could do a little bit of typing and to try. So I was going to do a new experiment, whereas for the next couple of weeks, I would alternate between the two to see which one works, see whether any of those would solve some of the problems about the fact that it wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't easy. It wasn't something I'd struggled with. And then a doable bit, and this is where, and again, I wanted to try and add an experiment. So what I wanted to do is pick some of these pieces out of the text, and maybe once a week showcase in front of other people, get some opinions, get some ideas, to see whether I could learn in front of other people and with other people how to edit this and how to improve it. So that's my next experiment. So I would encourage you to follow. You can follow my experiments if you want. I will tell you where they're going to be happening and see how they're getting on. I'll probably do them in social media, so you'll see what I'm doing. Plus, I will see whether they work. I'll tell you how they're going on, whether they're working. So first things first, it's been an interesting experience for me. It's been an interesting experience because I do really want to do transfer this thing into a text. So I really want to do it. So I really want to find out how I can get past this block. These are great ways for me to find new ways of approaching it, listening to myself so that I can approach it in a slightly different way that might get me through the block. And this seems an appropriate way of doing it. And so I'm excited to have found this in the book, and I'm going to have a go. So for you, first off, have any of you read the book? Have you found it? I will put a link for those people who want to read the book a little bit later on, and I'd love to hear your experiences. Have any of you used this triple check procrastination check for an understanding, and how have you found that? I'd love to hear all about that as well. So that's just me for this week. I may be, but again, we probably won't have a guest for next week, and we'll see how we go. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great week. I hope you're enjoying, if you're in the UK and Europe, are you enjoying the heat rather than finding it too hot? And I hope that your second half is going to be your best half. And I will see you next week.